Hello friends, we are Digital World Computer and today we are learning about PLSQL control structures. In this chapter we will discuss conditions in PLSQL. Decision making structures require that the programmer specify one or more condition to be evaluated or tested by the program, along with a statement or statements to be executed if the conditions is determined to be true, and optionally other statement to be executed if the condition is determined to be false. Let's see a blueprint of typical condition statement, that is decision making. This structure is same like and found in the most of the programming language. Let's we have two persons. The first is Ram and the second is Sham. Ram age is 18 and the Sham age is 23. We will take. Now we will start a blueprint like this. It is like a flowchart, and we determine that a variable, that is person, is greater than 18. Here we have a flowchart and we will start the program. Here when we enter a Ram age, here Ram age is 18 and the Sham is 23. When we started the person, it is a conditional loop and we start this and we enter the Ram age. The Ram age is 18. 18 is not greater than 18, so it will say no, it is not eligible, and it will end the test. Next we will take Sham age. Sham age is 23 and it is take 23 is greater than 18, so it will take yes, print eligible and end the test. This is the condition. This is the condition. So in this control structure we will discuss conditions in PLSQL, and it is same like in the most of the programming languages. PLSQL programming language provide following types of decision making statements. The first is if then statement. Second, PLSQL programming language provide if then and else statement. Next, it will provide if, then, and else if statement. Here, the last one is the typical example of PLSQL conditions in decision making statements. Hence, we will discuss the last one example and it will identify the whole control structures in the conditional statements. Like we have if then statement, if then and else statement, and if then and else if statement. Now let's take an example. Through this example, we will understand the if, then and else if statement in the details form. Now, this is a command line prompt and here we declare a declare section here. In this, we have a variable that is my age and it is a number type, and this is the assignment operator, and we find and we give a substitute variable here that is also a my age. Now we begin and we create a if statement. If statement is a my conditional statement here. Here we create the my age is less than 10, then DBMS output is I am a child. The next we create else if my age is less than 20, then DBMS output is I am adult. Else if my age is less than 40, then I am smart. Else, then last we create else. And here we complete the PLSQL structure. Here my age is 34 and we enter 34. The old value is substitute variable and the new value is 34, and here this is the output I am smart. Here you can see we uses the if condition statement. Now first is if and then. The first type of condition statement is if then, so we uses the first statement, the if then. The next we are using the else if then and else if. Here we create the if then else if, and next in the last we create the if then and else statement. In the last we uses the only else keyword. PLSQL programming language provides the only three types of decision making statements, and in this example we will create the all the three decision making statements here, and you can see how this type we create the if then else if and if then else statements. In this example we declare a variable that is my age. There is a number type and we use the substitute variable so that user can input the value, and in the begin section we create if my age is less than 10, then dbms output is I am a child, and we create the else if statement, and else if statement created I am adult and I am smart. In the last line we create the else statement here, and in the else statement all the other terms, either it is greater than 50 or either greater than any value, it give I am experienced here. And you can see we created when we complete this task and output we forwarded the output, so we uses the set server output on in the PLSQL procedure language. Then we input the 34 as my age, and it gives I am smart. So this is the structure of conditional statements in PLSQL. So it is the very important part of the decision making statements required. The program specify one or more conditions is to be evaluated or tested by the program. So you can see here when we declare the this output in this PDF. So how can we uses this? In this above example we uses if then statement in the first line, then we uses else if statement, and in the last we uses else statement here. So this is the concept of control conditional statement. Now let's take same example, but we set null in the input. So we executed null with condition statement. In this example we set null in the input, so we execute null with condition statement or null with if then statement. Here we declare a declare section here. Next we take and declare a variable my age, that is a number time, and in this we didn't assign any value, so it means it have in null value. Next we begin and we execute the execution section, and we put the same example as we wrote in the previous one. Here you can see it takes the else value because the null value is not less than any value, so it takes the by default value, that is I am experienced. Now takes a look on case statement. Here in the PDF we have a case statement expression. It is also a part of conditional structure. Like the if statement, the case statement selects one sequence of statement to execute. However, to select this sequence, the case statement uses a selector rather than multiple Boolean expressions. A selector is an expression whose value is used to select one of several alternatives. Let's take example of simple calculation through case statement. In this we have you can see we declare a declare section here, and we take three variables, number 1, number 2 and number 3, and both three are our number types. And in the first two numbers we take substitute variable here. We take another variable that is a operation, it is also a number data type, and we also take the operation substitute variable. Then we begin the execution section here. Number 3, we put case operation when 1, then number 1 plus number 2. When 2, it means this is the statement when it takes or it when we select the 1 in the operation. When we select 2 as the operation, then it subtract from number 1 minus number 2. Then when we select number 3, then number 1 multiply number 2, and when we select 4, then number 1 is divided by number 2 as wrong option. It means when we select the number 5 which is not given in the conditions in the case operation, it will give the wrong operation here, and DBMS output is number 3 and it ends the statement. When we enter any value for 2, number 1 is 2 and the number 2 is also 2, and we value for the operation is 1. The 1 is state for adding the two numbers, so it will add and the output is here. In this chapter we will discuss loops in PLSQL. There may be a situation when you need to create a block of code several number of times. In general, statements are executed sequentially. The first statement in a function is executed first, followed by second, and so on. Programming language provides various control structures that allow you more complicated execution paths. A loop statement allow us to execute a statement or group of statements multiple times and following in the general form of a loop statement in the most of the programming language. PLSQL provides the following types of loops to handle the looping requirements. The first is basic loops. The second is while loop, and the third is for loop. First we understand the concept of loop. In this loop structure, sequence of statements is enclosed between the loop and the end loop statement. At each iteration, the sequence of statement is executed and then control resumes at the top of the loop. Let's take an example of basic loop. For the better concept, we uses very simple examples and the easiest method in looping format. We have a declare section here, and we have a I integer and the second variable j integer begin, and here we declare loop. In the next, j is equal to I multiplied by 2, dbms output line j, and the iteration is I is equal to I plus 1 and exit when I is greater than 10, and loop and we executed the loop. When we declare this, you can see it executed 10 times, 2 to 20. Here you can see we declare this. Here there we have two integers. We begin, we write a loop. This is a basic loop. This is the condition of the loop. J is equal to I multiply 2, and here we output the dbms output, and I is equal to I plus 1. This is the condition, and this is the iteration that exit when I is greater than 10, and loop and the end of the PLSQL code, and it is iterated from 2 to 20. It means it runs 10 times, that I is greater than 10 at exit. Here you can see the basic concept of the basic loop. Now we understand the concept of while loop. It repeats a statement or group of statement while a given condition in true format. It tests the condition before executing the loop body. Here we have a declare section here, two integers as we wrote in the previous example. Here we have the begin section, and it is the condition that while I is less than 5 and the loop. This is the syntax of while loop. I is equal to I plus 1, j equal to I multiply by 3, dbms output j, and loop end. This is the iteration we uses the I is less than 5 and it exit out. So it wrote 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 times. 5 is not less than 5, so it will exit out. So this is the basic concept of the while loop. Now we understand the concept of for loop. Execute a sequence of statements multiple time and abbreviation in the code that manages the loop variable. Here this is the code. I is integer, this is the variable in the declare section. Here this is the two types of variable. We begin the execution. This is the for loop statement, and the syntax is for I in 1 to 5. It means the for loop is started from 1 value to 5. J equal to I into 4. It means we multiply 1 into 4, and the dbms output is here, and we write it out because we giving I largest value is 5, so it runs 5 times. Also we can say that this is the I value and this is the j value. When I value is 1, j value is 1 into 4. When the I value is 2, j value is 4 into 2. When the I value is 3, j is equal to 4 into 3. When the I value is 4, j value is 4 into 4. When the I value is 5, j value is 20. When the I value is 6, it will check that I is not greater than 5, so it will exit out. Exit when I value is 6. There is also you can nested the loop. Nested loop means one or more loop inside any other loop. Either it's a basic loop, while loop or for loop. The nested loops and try nested loops, and if problem occurs, please write in comment section. We will sure help you in making a nested loop example for you. Thank you for watching us. Please subscribe, like or comment our videos. Thank you.